Hey everyone, welcome back to the Pitching University at All In Baseball Academy located in Freehold, New Jersey. Today I wanted to go over two things with you. One is your relationship with your son, and the other is to give you a little bit of a background and a look into what we're looking for in students at All In Baseball. So just to get started with the relationship that you have with your son, the first question that I always ask is, do you understand your son's goals and dreams? When I was 7, 8 years old, I always knew that I wanted to play in the MLB, and nobody ever burst my bubble. My parents just went along with it and gave me every opportunity that they could to help me realize that goal and dream. Basically they wanted me to do what I liked, and they saw the interest that I had in the way that I went and approached things and the way that I worked out, and they afforded me that. So first thing, again, do you understand what your son's goals and dreams are? The second question is, do you live for excuses? Okay, your son's out there, he's not performing well, and you're making excuses. Well, the coach has it in for him. He's not playing the position that he wants. He hits too low in the batting order. What are the excuses, and are they warranted? A lot of times we don't like to put down our kid and say, well, he's not good enough. But if he's not good enough and you realize it, then what are you doing to help him so that maybe he can be good enough? The next question is your son where he needs to be? Take a look on the field. Your eyes don't lie to you. There's kids that are out there that are much, much better than your son. There's obviously kids that are not as good. But where does he fall? Is he, or is he happy with being average? What kind of help is he given to his teammates? Is he there and producing? Do you want him up when the game's on the line? Or, oh my God, my kid's up with the bases loaded, it's the last inning, they're losing by 1, and the kid's shaking in his boots, and you're on the sideline or in the stands watching and saying, oh my God, what's going to happen here? There's fear. Most of the time, the kids that are real good, the parents are, pretty positive that he's going to make something happen, regardless of the outcome. He may sting a ball and hit it right at somebody, but you know what? He did his job. That's the game of baseball. So again, is he where he wants to be? And do you see him as being one of the contributors to his team? The next question is, are you affording him every opportunity that he needs to be successful? Okay, important question. A lot of people think, well, I could just go work with my kid in the yard and, he's going to be real good out on the field. If you keep practicing the same bad things over and over and over, you're going to continue to get bad results, right? So there's a right way and a wrong way of working out and trying to become the player that you really want to be, or you want your son to be. If he keeps practicing and making the same mistakes, is he really going to get to that next step? Okay. I always ask the question, if your son was having problems in school, like math, okay, and he's failing and he's frustrated, Are you going to give him the help that he needs? Are you going to get him a tutor to help him get through it? I would think yes, right? My son wasn't doing good in school. I would afford him every opportunity that I could to make sure that he wasn't failing, okay? And that he gets it, he understands it, so that, you know, maybe today he's not good at it, but with the help of someone else guiding him, he can get the principles down and start to understand, you know, what it takes to solve an equation, okay? You know, again, my parents gave me every opportunity that they possibly could. They didn't tell me no, okay? They wanted to make sure that there were no regrets, right? No regrets. Something that's very difficult to live with later on in life when you think about, wow, if only I got my kid some instruction and he got it and he did things the right way. He has the work ethic, but he just doesn't have the proper guidance to get him to that next level, okay? Something that's hard to live with. You know, I didn't give my son every opportunity that, you know, I could. I know I wouldn't want to live that way with my own son. I gave him every opportunity. You know, we traveled around the country. But, you know, every day we worked and he worked. And he just got better and better. And unfortunately, you know, his career got cut short by an injury, but the opportunities were there, so there were no regrets. Okay? So I'm a big believer in that, getting your kid the help that he needs, the proper guidance, right? You know, it's got to be somebody that understands the game in very good and strong detail. He can get across to your son. You know, your son listens, he comprehends, and then you see the execution happen. That's the type of guidance that I'm talking about. Okay? So, you know, that's all part of the relationship, the talks, father-son talks that you have with your kid. Listen to what he has to say. Yeah, he'll tell you. You know, Dad, I really don't want to be out there. I'm not good. Listen for a cue, I'm not good. Well, maybe that's his way of saying, I need help. Okay? And you'll be surprised when you get with the right instructor, the difference in your son. He starts to smile, he starts to get it, he has more success, he has more confidence. You know, those things are invaluable to a kid's life and to his success. Okay, enough about relationships. All In Baseball Academy. The Pitching University at All In Baseball Academy, I can honestly tell you that we're not for everybody. And it's not to say that's based on skill level or skill set. That doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is, does the kid have a passion to do what he wants to do? Does he have the drive? Does he have the determination? And is he willing to work hard? Okay? That's the kid that I want. I want somebody that's coachable. I don't want the kid that's going to come to me and waste my time and I'm going to waste his time because nobody's getting through to one another. So again, it's not based on skill set. You know, I have a long history of taking kids that are average or below average baseball players and turning them into something where they played at a level that you wouldn't think that they would have played at an earlier age. We're here to make a long-term commitment to your success, right? You've got to have that thought process to have that same long-term commitment, because it just doesn't happen overnight. If somebody came to me and said, you know, Coach Scott, can you give my son a couple lessons or a couple of pointers? Yeah, I could do that. But, you know, really in the back of my mind, I'm saying, are they really serious? One or two lessons doesn't do anything for anybody, because once they're gone, they're going back and they're reverting back to the same person and the same mindset that they've always had when they get into a game situation. Adrenaline kicks in. You have no muscle memory up here, right? And muscle memory is nothing more than your mind. It has nothing to do with your body. It's the muscle memory here, right? Inside your brain to make serious change. Okay? Don't be a dreamer. 1 or 2 lessons will never get anybody to a higher level. You look at the pros today, they're constantly getting lessons every day, right? There's pitching instructors, hitting instructors, bench coaches, fielding instructors, there's strength trainers. They're constantly working and they're playing at the highest level. So if it's good enough for them, why isn't it good enough for your son? Right? The old saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. Well, it takes a long time. You got to start at the foundation. You've got to try different things. You got to have the right direction. You've got to fail, and then you've got to learn how to succeed. Right? But again, it's the long-term commitment that helps and really makes a difference in a kid's life. We produce results. We have a history of producing results. That's what I'm here for. My passion is to help your son to be the best that he could possibly be. It's the only reason why I do it. I'm giving back, right? It's the knowledge and experience that I've accumulated over about 40 years and, my playing time on the field that I'm able to pretty much break things down in shutter speed and be able to correct things and to help guide your son along the way. In addition to being mechanically sound, you've got to be a great athlete, and you probably heard me say that in a prior video. You've got to be strong. You've got to be that tremendous superior athlete before you could become a superior player. We train our students in all aspects, right? Strength training, speed, agility, arm care, arm strength, nutrition, and we also care about their grades, right? Because without grades, no matter how good he isn't going to play at the level that he wants to. Okay? Right now, I average about 40 hours with each student that comes in under our 6-month program, and about 90 hours in our 12-month or annual program. And it's all done at a ridiculously low price. My peers, other coaches tell me, you're nuts. Why don't you train a heck of a lot, or why don't you charge a heck of a lot more for what you're giving these people? Well, to me, it's not about the money part of it. It's more about finding those kids that are motivated to want to be a heck of a lot better and, give back to them. That's basically what it comes down to. And that's my full-time job. When a kid first comes in, we evaluate the kid and we assess where he's at. Okay? Not everybody is trained the exact same way. Okay? You've got kids that are of different strength levels. Some are real strong, some are weak, most are kind of in between. And then what we do is we set a plan for those kids. Okay? Student A probably has a different agenda than student B. Okay? Student A is 6 foot tall, he's 13 years old, he's kind of long and lanky, and then I have another kid that comes in, he's 12 years old, and he's kind of stout and he's not that tall, and he's not strong. So we've got to figure out, based on our assessment of them, what kind of plan we have to formulate for them to be more successful in the future. Again, it's not going to happen overnight, right? It takes a long time to go through the process to see results. And then once you see the results, you got to continue to push even harder to get to a higher level. Okay, there's so many different levels that you can get to, whether it's making your high school baseball team or being a star on your high school baseball team, going on and playing in college, right, and then being a star on your college team, and then hopefully getting drafted by an MLB team. Okay. We constantly test and challenge our students along the way. I do test them. Again, in a prior video, I'll play a game with our students, and it's called the command game. The command game is about the student hitting a specific target. Okay? If I have a catcher lined up on the outside part of the plate, and I ask the kid to throw a pitch and he throws it on the other side of the plate, but it's a strike, no, it doesn't count. Just because you threw a strike isn't what I'm looking for. I'm looking for you to put the ball, or the student to put the ball exactly where the glove is. Okay? Different type of intensity, different type of challenge. Okay? They may not hit that target for a while. They may hit 2 out of 10 when we first start, and then all of a sudden, after a while, we tweak his mechanics and get everything right. He gets bigger and stronger, and he gets it, and now maybe he's hitting 4 or 5 targets, right? Another couple of months from now, he's hitting 6 or 7 or 8. Okay? Now you see the progress. So they're tested and they're challenged all along the way. Okay? The question, again, that I have is, do you want serious long-term results? Or do you want him to be, the best kid at 11 years old and then fizzle out later on? 11 and 12, nobody's watching, right? It all matters when they're 16 and 17 years old, if they have that goal to play at a higher level, right? Do they want to go and play in college? Okay? I'm here to assure that happens. Well, I shouldn't say assure, but assist in helping to hopefully make that happen. Okay? There's a lot of variables that go into it, your health, the dedication, the hard work, because a kid's life changes. A boy's life is a constant roller coaster, once they go through puberty, and the hormones are raging and they're into different things, but the kid that wants it, that's going to show on the baseball field. Okay? So again, I want to close by saying you got to stop making excuses. I only take in 40 students at a time because that's a manageable number for me, so that I can give them the proper amount of time. Again, with my students, I average about 40 hours on a 6-month program and about 90 hours on an annual program with them. And that's a lot of time to spend so that they're getting it. They're getting the type of structure that they need to help them move on. Okay? So, ask yourself, is it time to go all in, or do you stay where you're currently at? I'll leave that answer up to you. We'll talk soon. Bye.